Hello beautiful people, welcome back to yet another video on this channel. Like always, today also we are in this beautiful city of Kolkata that I absolutely love. What I want to talk today about is how sticking to one lens or one focal length have changed the way I see, the way I photographed, and the way my journey has been shaped. 28mm has changed my perspective about photography and why I don't use any other lens for most of the time of my work. This lens right here, 28 Summicron, has been with me for a long time. There has been versions of this lens that I've used in 10 years, but mostly I'm just enjoying the process, the way 28mm photos look, the way this lens forces me to be in the scene, to be with people. It never lets me go out of the scene, you know, like I'm just immersed into the action that's going on right in front of me. My journey with 28mm began when I got a Leica Q back in like 2016 or 17, and first time when I used that camera I was like, wow, this is something like exceptional. Since the day one, the pictures that I got, they just made me like really happy. Since then it has never been the same for me. Back then I used to use like 50mm, 85mm, everything that I could get, but once I got the Q, I made sure that I'll probably just sit down and talk because there's a lot of people going from the road. This camera started shaping the way I would see the world, and before that, when I had 85 and 50mm, I was mostly into just taking portraits of the people, and now I've got this wider world in front of me that I can capture. So I started looking for action. I started looking for some genuine connection that I could have while a scene's going on. And I think that's the most interesting part that happened for me. Since that day, I never chose anything else. I think Leica Q just made me a 28mm photographer. And after that, I got a M, I got a Summicron, whatever the lenses were available, and I just kept on going. From 2016 till 2026, I've taken this lens probably everywhere in India and outside India. I photographed every single festival that you can name. I never used any other lens. That's the question people ask me, why you don't shoot any other lens? And I'm gonna explain why I don't shoot with any other lens except 28mm. I mean, I do shoot with 50 or just 50 if I have to go with another lens, but that happens maybe like once or twice in 6 months. Let me explain why I use 28mm most of the time. So why 28mm? One of the reasons I found out 28mm is something that you cannot hide, okay? You'll have to get in the scene. You cannot just step somewhere and think of a photo to be done. Right now I can see there's an uncle reading newspaper up there, and then there's a lady standing up there. It's happening for me. So I'm here. Then again, if I need to create a little bit more intimacy, I need to go a little bit more in. The light is just amazing. Kaise uncle? So yeah, you cannot stand on the other side of the road and make the picture. That's why I started choosing the 28mm. .28mm is such a beautiful lens that it will make you curious, and it will also reward you for your curiosity. It's a lens, I think, that made me go a lot more into the scene instead of just shooting from wherever I am. That's the another reason I like shooting with it. I can just get into anyone's shop, and probably I need to ask, and I do ask also, and fortunately I live in India, so most of the people are very okay with it, me getting in and photographing. That's what I enjoy about this lens. It's incredible the results that you can get when you are in the scene instead of doing it from distance. Even here in this scene also, I can see a lot of people just feeding the pigeon, and so many people just taking the bath and everything. I just need to be here. I just need to observe and see what moment I really want to capture. So I'll probably get the forehands of this guy. Now it didn't work out. Maybe I just need to wait a little bit more. In this scene, I have to be present. I cannot take the photo from a distance. So that's what I'm gonna do, probably get these things in the foreground. So I'm just in there photographing, looking for something else to happen. The more closer I am with this, the better motion I can capture. Okay, so this guy going, I was super close. Then I will probably just see some interesting parts of the frame. It's incredible how close you can go with this lens. The girl's not getting bothered by me, and I'm just looking, observing to connect something with the pigeon. I see this bird up here. Now the dog comes in. So I'm just being close to these people, and by being close is the only way I can put a lot of information in the frame. Otherwise, there is nothing in here. I just observed this uncle reading newspaper, and these days I'm so much into photographing people reading newspaper. Here with 28mm, what I'm going to do is put him in the foreground and be super close and get the kids playing with the kite or anything in the backdrop, so I can get a connection between foreground and background, and that is only possible with this lens. The light is great up here. I just need something to happen in the backdrop. Pado, uncle, pado. It's incredible how close I can be with the lens and just wait for things to unfold for me in the backdrop. I'm just still waiting for something extra to happen. You see the amount of information I can pack is the shadow, the dog. Yeah, look at that. So just staying in the scene, just being here with this camera, with this focal length, made it all happen. Yeah, she's such a nice kid, huh? Okay. Next point that I want to touch is how this 28mm focal length shifted and shaped my journey throughout the years. The best thing that happened is I kind of knew where the photo would happen before it even happened, and I think that's the biggest lesson that I learned with this, because I wasn't chasing multiple photos, I was just chasing one. It made me more cautious about one scene instead of looking at everything that is happening. I became very instinctive about the distances. It became second nature of my hand. The muscle memory that I built because of sticking with one lens for long time is incredible. It's an investment that I was doing in myself over the years, and now I can see the results of it. I would just see a scene and I will probably know what I need to include, what I need to exclude. All these things happened over the year. I kept on showing up at festivals, at different rituals and everything, and just with one lens I could tell the story. Maybe also because I live in a country with 1.5 billion people and there's always something happening and it's so engaging. Probably for that reason also I just wanted to have a lens that can capture everything. In my journey, sticking with 28mm made me how to anticipate for the moments. I got more into the layers. I started to know how I can simplify the chaos that is happening around me, and all these things I feel is very important in street photography. You have to learn how to be discreet and also know the tricks, how you can be invisible in the scene, and people should just not know that you are there. And that only happened because I was so close, I was in between them, they just forgot about me. Look at this light. Look how close I am, trying to see everything that is happening in front of me. From this guy to the guy in the backdrop, like everything. Love the colors. Maybe I'll switch the side. Kaise chacha? Malo?
Hey, সকলের photo তুলছে এই নিমকি হ্যাঁ ভালো করে
हाँ निमकी हाँ.
নিমকি আর শান্তা বড় photo তুল
Yeah, that's what happens when you are with a lens that puts you in the scene. Everybody just becomes so happy and they just start playing with you. Sometimes it's annoying, but right now he's very nice.
yes you have right speaking.
Yeah. Very nice, uncle. Nice to see you.
This is Jhuri Bhaja.
This is Jhuri Bhaja? Yeah, that's morning breakfast, huh? Yeah.
Morning breakfast. This is Jhuri Bhaja.
अंकल देखना क्या खींच रहा है, इधर देखो, इसके अंदर देखो, ये देखो, घुमाएगा तो आप आएगा नहीं ना, ये देखो, ये देखो. Oh, this is cool. This is so good. Like, wow, this is just amazing. I love shooting through reflections. This is it. Like, this is the beauty of 28mm. I just wish he looks a little bit down. This is so cool. Oh, this is the photo that I was looking for. Thank you. how close I can be here, like this close. I'm not disturbing. Yeah, I got my partner for this section. I want to talk about the importance of sticking to one lens for as much as you can and how it can help you in your journey. Back in days when I was just starting into this street photography journey, one of my friends told me that limitations are not restrictions, they are actually directions. At that part of time, because I was new to this thing, I couldn't understand it, and I was like, I needed all the equipments, I needed all the different focal lengths to go out and shoot on the streets. But now, looking backwards, I realized he was so right, you know. Now this is the only thing I want, because I feel like switching lenses also slows you down. Slowing down is one thing, but I think mentally you are looking for so many more things, and then you end up doing the average work, you know. Then you're trying to capture everything, but then you are not getting one thing which is perfect. But because of this sticking to one lens, I tried to master 28 as much as I can, and that just helps me now so much. Another aspect and importance of sticking with one lens is you stop blaming the gear, you know, and you start solving your problems with your own creativity. You will stop thinking of, oh, I wish I had that one, then I could do it. No, it doesn't happen. If you only carry one focal length at one part of the time, you try to get that photo with that exact focal length instead of thinking of, oh, I wish I had 50 or 85 or something like that. And that also is a very important factor. The biggest thing that I've noticed in my journey by sticking to one lens is my style became recognizable. I mean, that's what people say. They would see my photo and they will probably know, okay, this is Shivam's photo, because it's like wide, it has action in it, sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's chaos. And I think that only happens when you stick to one lens, at least when you are on the ground, and then edit your photos in the similar style. So I think this is a reward that I got for sticking to one lens for a long time. Once you get in a stage where your work is recognizable by the people without even you telling about it, then you know that sticking to one lens, sticking to one piece of equipment just helped you. You stop blaming gears for your creativity. I think also just sticking to one lens or one focal length helps you to go more deeper into the research about the subject instead of just being a superficial part of your photos. Now you know more into the subject, now you know more about the action, now you know more about the context that you have in your images. I also believe that this lens, this focal length, helped me a lot in the way I see people on the street, in the way I approach them and observe them. What it did is sometimes it forced me to make eye contact with my subject. Sometimes it just asked me to be there and make a connection. And all these things were not possible when I had a longer focal length. Now I'm more into them. I talk to them with so much dignity and respect. This just makes you get in there and you are visible as a photographer at the first instance, because you cannot shoot from far. You have to get in so your subjects will know. You will just talk to them and just be in the scene. You spend couple minutes with them, and after that they will just forget about you, and then you take the photos, and then you wait for the real connection to happen and real images to happen. 28mm lens helped me a lot in terms of that. 28mm just makes your work so honest, because people just know that you are there. 28mm don't steal moments, it just earns them. And I think that part of photography is so much underrated, but people need to absorb it a lot more. I think you can't just hide yourself in the scene. You need to be very much visible with people that you are photographing, the scenes that you are into. This is what I feel about this lens. कैसे होंगे? ठीक हो? आपका होटल है? ऐसे ही?
मैंने कुछ तो जरूर
नहीं कुछ तो YouTube के लिए ऐसे ही खींचता है. This is the eye connection that you can make with this. And now once I've done it, I can just ask if I can go in. अंदर देख सकते हैं अंकल?
जरूर.
Thank you. Yeah, look at this. This is a street side restaurant. My absolute favorite places in Kolkata. Look at that color. कैसे हो अंकल? सब ठीक है? बना रहे हो अभी? कितना बजे से शुरू होगा?
ये तो शुरू हो गया.
शुरू हो गया? भात सब रेडी?
चिकन मटन सब.
Yeah, it's incredible. कैसे हो काकू? आपका फोटो खींचेगा? यहाँ बैठोगे 1 मिनट के लिए? अरे ये दीवार आपका बहुत सुंदर है। ऐसे जब कोई दीवार का कलर पुराना हो जाता है तो कैमरा में वो बहुत अच्छा दिखता है, तो इसलिए बोल रहा। कर लो अंकल काम। यहाँ ऐसे ऐसे जैसे हम बैठे ऐसे, यहाँ पे पीछे। Yeah, so I saw this uncle working and I'm just gonna photograph him with this beautiful backdrop. Let me see what I can build here. I'm using a Dutch angle here so that I can get this blue thing also. I'm gonna do a really nice portrait of him. ये देखो चाचा, अच्छा है? बढ़िया है। These days I'm so much into all the posters that are in the backdrop of this uncle. It's just incredible for me. I love that thing. I'm gonna make a photo. So good. Just being there and asking for them for access, I think that's my style. The other guys up there, I got an action also happening. Yeah, look at that. Just incredible. एक यहाँ आके खींच सकता है चाचा? बस आप ऐसे ही रहो, आप मत हिलो, क्योंकि फिर ऐसे पूरा आ जाएगा ना। Thank you, thank you. It's again looking at the eyes and asking for a connection and then making the photo. Like, I mean, for me, these posters are so nostalgic. I've always wanted to make photos, and luckily today I got the chance. Thank you. देखोगे?
हाँ, दिखा दीजिएगा तब ना हम लोग को भी।
ये देखो कितना, देख रहे हो जो पीछे फोटो लगा हुआ है कितना सुंदर लग रहा है। देखो चाचा, देख रहे हो?
हाँ। कहाँ भेजिएगा?
कहीं नहीं, मेरे पास रहेगा।
आपके पास में रहेगा, भेज दीजिए तो विदेश से आएगा हमारा फोटो।
मौका मिला कभी तब
भेज दीजिएगा।
ठीक है चाचा, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। This lens I also use for the hunt. So you see a backdrop, you see interesting frame, you can just frame it and wait for people to appear into it and just make the photo. Like I'm hunting here right now with that guy in the backdrop and these two pieces of clothes in here. I mean, it's pretty interesting light and shadow. So I just need a right thing to happen. Again, it's like I'm here and I'm disappeared. So just waiting for things to happen for me. I know for a lot of you it might be challenging, but I think I've done this for so long. So it's kind of natural for me, you know, to be in a scene and just photograph and not think about anything else. Trying to organize everything up here. Okay, okay. Let's talk about the pros of sticking with 28mm. The best thing that I feel happened to me was it's such a small system that I can be anywhere. I can be as intimate as possible with my subject, and that's a very important part for me. This is just perfect for street, travel, documentary, anything that you want to do. So these two are the basic pros of sticking to one lens. Another segment of the pro is how you feel when you shoot with this camera. I think it's just it just feels nice, it's predictable, you get very honest with your work, you know more about the distance and you know more about the action that's going to happen. Predictability is one of the factors that I really enjoy of 28mm focal length. Because it has pros doesn't mean that it doesn't have cons. Cons of this lens is a lot of the times, like 90% of the time, you're gonna miss the shots that are in distance. Another thing that I feel about this focal length, it's not pretty safe for beginners. As a beginner, you should probably not pick this up because it requires a lot of attention and confidence to get in the scene, and sometimes this lens doesn't let you feel the emotional depth of a subject. Like if you want to go for eyes, facial characters, all these things you cannot get with this lens. All these things are a little bit con side of this, but I think it's a very small fraction if you want to do street photography. The advice that I have for young photographers is probably to stick with one lens. Doesn't matter what focal length it is, if it's 50, 35 or 28, stick with it for a year, because that's when you will probably know the natural side of yours. Chase moments, chase understanding, not focal lengths, because that's more important for you. Probably print your images, study them, see what worked out, what not, watch your edges. If you could have include something or exclude something. These things are more important than looking for a perfect lens. I was very lucky and fortunate that I got a nice camera at the beginning of my journey, and but then the decision that I took is I never chased anything else. I was just stuck with it, and that's how I made my style a little bit recognizable. 28mm has been a silent companion for me for like most of the time in my career. I don't recommend it because it's Leica, but I recommend it because it's a sort of commitment. And of course, Leica makes the best glasses, and I would always ask you guys to get it if you can get it. Hi buddy, how are you? Thank you so much guys for watching this video, and me and my team is eternally grateful for you guys for all the support that we have got over the last few months. I just wanted to tell you once more that my calendar for 2026 and 2027 workshops are ready. Please feel free to go on shivamphotofarm.com to check them out, and we hope to see you in the next one. Till then, sign off. How are you? Hi, how are you?